All right, g'day Voyager. You've been away with each other for like a whole month now, pretty much. I know you tour a lot, but are you absolutely sick of each other yet?
Absolutely.
It's been awful, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
We're hanging on by a thread.
I'm sure. Now, like you guys, last time I spoke to Danny, and obviously you were about to go over to Europe. It looked like it was incredible. All the pre-parties, the reception you got throughout Europe. What was that whole experience like?
It was insane. Like when we got out of the van for the first pre-party in Spain, it was just like, oh my God, people chasing us down the street and stuff for photos and singing in the streets. It was just, it's been awesome.
I think that coupled with the reception from back home, to be honest, like you're watching the support just grow and grow from back home. And, that's not a given necessarily. And just to watch that grow has been really, really nice. And I don't know, it just makes us feel warm and fuzzy, when you're a bit homesick, whatever, you're just like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, and now that momentum seems to have really carried through through to Liverpool. The buzz is great around you guys. How are you feeling the love? You're meeting the fans. I think the Lush Lounge the other day apparently went off.
Yeah. It's been wild. I mean, we're getting sent the snippets from newspapers back home, and stuff to frame and put in the pool room. And it's like, I don't know. That's what's getting me like really excited about it. Seeing on the Play magazine, and
It's amazing what you can accomplish when you're stuck in hotel rooms between pre-parties and no home to go back to, and you're away from your job. And
it's funny, we're sort of told, before, do some more social media, the campaign. It's like, all right, game's on. And it's like the amount of nonsense content that we can produce as a 5-piece is quite incredible. And people seem to enjoy it, so why not more?
I was going to ask, because obviously you've done so much build-up, the momentum is growing. All this social content, everything you're going to do, was it kind of, is it all completely ad hoc? Was it planned, some of it?
Yeah. A lot of it is.
Like what we really wanted to do is we wanted to do as many sort of covers of other countries' songs as possible. But a lot of that we've just done on the road and hotel rooms and things like that. So most of it is like it's completely ad hoc, and we just look at it and go, that's hilarious. Or usually I go, that's really stupid. Let's not post that. And these guys are like, yeah, let's do it. And then people love it. So
it works out.
It's great. It works out.
we may look like a band with a plan, but it's day-to-day chaos.
And is it free reign? Do you have to go through SBS, or you're just allowed to do whatever you want to?
I think some of we do stuff, right? And then we think we should probably show SBS this.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
All right, let's talk about your rehearsals. So you're on the ground, you're straight into rehearsals. We have to talk about the car.
Yes.
Like everyone is talking about the car.
Yeah.
So where did this idea come from? How did you get it onto the stage? Where did this car appear from?
So I'll take this one. So I have exactly the same car, right? I've got a 1988 Jetta MR2, and it's glorious. It's featured previously in Voyager video clips, and it's just this quintessentially 80s. It's not a supercar, it's not a Ferrari or whatever, and it's just this, the pop-up headlights, everything's very angular. Yeah. It's a 2-seater. It looks so 80s. So that kind of ties in with the synth vibe, and for the staging, we needed something that showed movement, like journey out of the city and that kind of thing. And I think one of the ideas was a motorbike, and then it actually wasn't my idea to have the car. It was actually our manager Lulu. She was like, I want that MR2 on that stage in Liverpool, and I went, well, if you can make it work, gladly. So that's how it ended up, as ridiculous as it is with this crazy prop.
And just for people to know, it's not your car, is it? You've actually got it from
now.
the UK.
It is 100%. It's our car. It's Voyager's car. Yes. How we get that back to Australia, I don't know.
What we're hoping for is when you have these big gigs like this, you got to shoot your shot to get major endorsements.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that we'll all receive a brand new Toyota.
Yes.
When you saw that on stage, didn't you just think, what a feeling?
I did. Oh, what a feeling!
Toyota. But hold on, you guys are going back to Australia, right? Do you have any spare luggage?
We've been told we've been sure we can break it down and it fits on carry-on.
It's fine. We've taken the engine out. We've taken all. It's under 400 kilos. It's going to be fun.
Easy. Yeah. So with the rehearsals, and it seems to be going so well from the first. We've gone through to the second. Are you guys involved in the tweaking? Are you in the viewing room?
We call it the situation room.
There's been a couple of situations in there, and we have a great team of professionals to help us streamline this, and they have done anything like that before, whereas we haven't. So a lot of times we just let them defer. But yeah, we get to have our little comments and we get to say, you know, more wind machine, less wind machine, less wind machine on myself and Scott because it's just wasted money. More on put our portion of that wind machine to this guy.
And as you can tell from our jackets, we're divas now, so we have a lot of wants.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about the outfits? The outfits that you guys have, this like houndstooth, like not. I mean, these ones are amazing, but your Eurovision ones, like, is it like who's the designer? Is it local back to Australia? Like,
Zhivago, who is the Perth designer, and Lara and her team. They've dressed Madonna, they've dressed Alicia Keys, they've dressed recently Nicole Scherzinger in the same pattern as this, I believe.
Who wore it better?
And I reckon Voyager wore it better. Sorry, Nicole. So yeah, the story is that well, when no one knew, I was like, if we do Eurovision, would you make me a jacket? And she went, well, I make you a jacket. I'll make everyone jackets times 10. And so, you know, and then the shoulder pads kept getting bigger and people were like, it's like, is this too much? And we're like, it's Eurovision. Of course it's not too much. But we also had to make sure that it's sort of tied in with the theme, etc. So Zhivago in Perth, Lara, Poppy, Steph, Emma, you guys are incredible. You've just done so much for us. And also let's acknowledge Ali. Ali is a local First Nations designer, and you guys are spotting it. I'm spotting obscure 80s thrash band. 4 out of 5 is enough.
Can we thank Exciter for our Eurovision?
Exciter and their obscure album, an overlooked thrash metal band from the 80s, The Dark Command.
Shout out to Exciter if you're watching.
I don't think you are. But yeah, so super great, and it's very topical at the moment, especially with with The Voice, etc. To rep First Nations artists, so they've been very generous, and these designs are just so good. They just pop out. They go very well with our gold jackets.
They match perfectly. And of course, now that we're wearing these fantastic outfits all the time, there's kind of going to be, I think, withdrawals once we take them off, and I don't know if we can. I think now this is Voyager now. It's only going to get more.
Our dry cleaning bill is going to be through the roof.
I can just see you all wandering around Cottesloe Beach. It's going to be amazing.
We're going to be forever finding random bits of sequin in weird places in our house.
Even the stuff you can't see is going to be sequined. I can assure you.
We can never commit any crimes because they'll just be sequin trailers.
You want to be known for the crime though, wouldn't you? Be like, it was me.
So
worst criminals ever.
You guys have wanted to go to Eurovision for years, right? Forever, and probably Danny for even longer, right?
Longer than forever.
Did you notice that he answered the other question? He's like, I told Laura when I go to Eurovision. I love
I love the compliment.
I love it.
So you got to walk on that stage for the rehearsal. Like, what was that moment like to actually get on it? Now, there's no crowd, but like the stage looks incredible. Was it like, holy, we're here, or was it like, let's embrace and go for it?
It was like hell yeah, we're ready. We've been talking about this for months, since the beginning of the year, right? So, man, it's a great feeling.
Right. The size is right. Like, it's not too big. It's not too small. It's enough room for activities. It's enough room to, have our own little space. It's just great. I just want to get off.
I had shivers when we did the rehearsal and that like epic intro sound, and the lights just go bam right across the stage. I was like, oh my god, this is really happening right now. It's awesome.
It's funny as well, they give you a safety briefing every time you go onto the stage. Walk, don't run, watch out but you need it because you want to run all over the stage.
And it's we're like, please, like last year we did a gig in Spain and Scott was perched on the end of like the stage that was that high with cables and a drum kit behind him, and he was like fearing for his life the entire time. Like
no safety briefings.
No safety. Never mind the briefings, just no safety.
It was the briefest briefing ever, actually. There's the stage.
Now, guys, you take to the stage on Thursday. You're the closing act for semi-final 2. Plum Spot. Does that kind of add a little bit of pressure, or is that like embrace it and go
again? It feels right that we're headlining the second semi-final. Right,
I'd like
where
to thank all our support acts for the night. Definitely want to thank Malta, a great support act.
And also, I mean, are you nervous at all? You're about to perform on Thursday. Probably about roughly 80 million people.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about that?
Excited.
More excited, I think. I mean, the only nervousness is I think when you hear that sound, when you're like, okay, this is happening. But to me, it's like, you have that moment. You're like, yes. And when that arena is going to be filled with people, it's just going to make.
This is what we're born to do. So it's like
the word I would use is like powerful. It's just a powerful moment, and we've been doing this for so long now that the stage almost feels like home, you know. So you get up there and it's like this is where I belong as a person. So you just stand there in this room and you just, I don't know, for me it just feels like I'm so in control of what is happening here. It feels awesome.
And like when we did Australia Decides, I remember being wheeled out. Well, things were being wheeled out. I didn't get wheeled out.
we've got a Sign to the Lambs Hannibal Lecter theme going.
Wheel out, Danny.
Had the face shield in case he bites anyone on the way through.
But you know, doing the rehearsals was great, but then being wheeled out and then just standing in position and the crowd just going, You just funnel that energy and you just go, yes, and you just.
So you talked about loving that support from Australia, keeping the news clippings and everything. Well, like, what about your family and stuff? Are any coming over, or they all stay back home?
Coming over.
Who's coming over? How many people?
They're all coming over.
Most of them are coming over. It's going to be a big
crowd right now.
My mum's arriving next week.
Yeah, Mum.
Nice.
Yep.
My partner arrived last night, so that was amazing after not seeing her for a full month. So that was lovely.
Yeah.
And,
That's great. I think support, and we've got Team Voyager like on the ground. We've got people walking around with Team Voyager t-shirts. We've got Aussie Vision here. We've got all the Euro clubs, all the OG. It's just so good. SBS, like just bloody Aussies everywhere. It's great.
It's always, you can't get rid of us.
You can't.
Now I know you guys got to go. So just the last thing for you, like number one, what does success look like for you guys with Eurovision?
What does success look
What-
like?
being wheeled out everywhere from now on.
Wheeled out.
What will success look like?
Being able to do what we do sustainably, I think, will be really nice. Continuing what we do just on a much higher, on a much bigger level, that would be amazing. You know, when touring becomes reasonably comfortable, that will be success for me, I think. And we don't have to scrounge around and because touring is expensive and it's a hard slog, and the easier you can make it for yourself, the better. So I'm just excited about the possibility of 180 million people actually being exposed to our music and going, I really like this. If they don't, that's cool. Yeah. But as long as I can say we have had the opportunity to play to 1/40th of the world, and they have decided do they like us or not, and if they do, I mean...
And then they decide to pre-save our brand new album, Fearless in Love, out July 14th.
That's a good decision.
Check out our Patreon, check out our Cameo.
And of course, they've watched it on SBS, who made the right choice this year.
We are so good at segues, aren't we?
And
like and subscribe.
Click the bell.
Hit that like button.
any last message to the Australian fans back there who'll be supporting you from all the way back in Australia?
First off, we'd like to thank Aussie Vision for filming this in landscape format instead of portrait, because it's actually the most comfortable we've been the last three months.
Hi.
We're still kind of
We're
bunched
old
up at
school.
it.
We're old school. We give it landscape.
I'd like to thank the censors for showing me exactly how many different ethnic communities there are in Australia, because all those ethnic communities probably have some family somewhere in the world who can vote, because I don't have Australian phone numbers. So please, this is a call out to all the ethnic communities.
We need you, and also the bald community. I realised last night, I was like, Scott and I are the only bald people in Eurovision this year, and there are a lot of bald people out there. We need your help, baldies. Like, I'm allowed to say that.
I suspect Andrew Lever's got a wig on, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
He's in denial. It's okay. Just embrace it, Andrew. It's all good. We love you.
Hashtag bald vision. It's happening.
It is Bald Awareness Month, as it is every month. So
It's been a while. It's been a long month.
Well, look, guys,
Very long month.
thank you so much. We'll let you go. We know you got a lot to do. We appreciate your time, and from everyone at Aussie Vision, best of luck next week.
Thank you
so
You'll do
much.
us proud.
Thanks,
You know what?
thanks to Aussie Vision as well.
We promise you, it's going to be all right.